Hello, listeners. Welcome to yet another special episode of Courage Talks. Today, the special guest is Kranti Salvi. Kranti is a ultra marathoner. She's got multiple Guinness Book of World Records in running. She's a yoga instructor. She's extremely active in social life. She ends up being ambassador in events which I never knew about. So, welcome, Kranti.
Hi. Hi, Hitil. Thank you for inviting.
Thank
It's
you very
really
much.
great pleasure and honor.
Yeah. So, Courage Talks, as you know, is all about courage. Background story is that it's the book Against All Odds that I wrote for my father. And what inspired me was that in his life, though he was a normal individual, he had a lot of stories of courage, where he experienced a lot of tough challenges and he overcame them. So my objective is to try and bring out courage in everyone's life, try and highlight instances and incidents which really brought out the best in them, right? Which made them act courageously. So what's your understanding of courage? What comes to your mind when we talk about courage?
Courage is something which you actually want to do irrespective of any all odds or whatever comes in your way. It's your relentless effort to achieve the goal, whichever you want to achieve,
Yeah.
and getting ahead towards it.
Very nice, very nice. So I know while you've been very selective in only running marathons where you can achieve a Guinness Book of World Records, you've done the Comrades as well, and there's an interesting story about your Comrades marathon, which we'll come to that as well. But that's what we know you as today, Kranti. But how was growing up like? What were your childhood memories like? Take us back down memory lane. बचपन के कोई किस्से अगर आपको याद हो, that would be nice
Lots of
to start
them.
off with.
Yeah, we were four siblings. We are four siblings yet. And, 1 or 2 years apart, age difference. So
Right.
we all grew up together. So everybody's classmates were like friends. And also in the evening after our school, we used to play in the playground.
Yeah.
And that time also I had some leadership stuff, to lead the kids because two of my siblings were younger. So something like leading them and get arranging some games and all for them. So
Right.
those were the things, and I was doing extra scholarship classes and also lessons. So sometimes I had to stay in school for whole day,
Mm-hmm.
and then my brother used to get me some lunch because I could not go back home to have my lunch as well.
Right.
So I remember those things, So staying like as a kid now, I remember like 6 a.m. I'm at school. I'm leaving home and going back home at 6:30 p.m. So
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
remember.
Where did you grow up? What was
It
growing up
was
like?
in Dhule. Dhule is a district, North Maharashtra.
Right.
It's called as a Khandesh. So Dhule and Jalgaon is a northern region of Maharashtra, which is called as a Khandesh. So like
Right.
that, the coastal region is called as Konkan.
Right.
That.
And I believe you become a star there now. Everyone knows you because of your marathon exploits. And every time you go there, you're welcome with garlands and sweets and all.
Oh, that was sudden. So not only in Dhule, though, anywhere I go and people know me. Like even I experienced that in Toronto as well.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
yes, the Toronto runners running groups were there.
Oh, wonderful. That's nice. So you completed about 20 plus marathons. You achieved Guinness Book of World Record in something, right? So what inspired you into running? What was your running story like? Who encouraged you to start running? Where did it all start off?
So running was in me during school years only. I was a national scholar and I was studying in a boarding school in Sanjeevan in Panchgani. And over there, everybody just looked at me as she's a scholar, so only a bookworm and all. So they did not include me. So yeah, so team sports and all, I was not there at all. So there was a sports day and everybody had to participate. So I selected to choose, I chose to run individual competitions on the track. So all the
Right.
running events.
Yeah.
And I ended up winning all of them, and I won so many golds for my house, and then like my identity also changed then.
Yeah.
Then so that was it. And during school, every time I won
Yeah.
at the running events,
Mm-hmm.
and it all went till 11th grade, where I was qualified for the nationals also for 800 meters.
Wow.
That was many years ago now, in 80s something, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
84 or something. But then in my 12th engineering and all, my father told me, that sports, you have to keep it aside. You have to focus on your academics.
Right.
Then it was stopped. There was a full stop to running. But later on, when my son he was in first grade, like he was 6 years old, and we were in Mumbai. And I'm more of it, I focus more on academics for him. And even the teacher told me that, he's full of energy. He needs to channelize his energy.
Yeah.
So you have to engage him into some outdoor sports. And then I took it seriously. I took him to the nearby track where he joined the training for athletics. Dropping and picking up was my duty. So instead of,
Yeah.
going back, I spent my time on the tracks and then again recalled my days of athletics and all, and took special permission to join in on the tracks where parents were not allowed that time.
Right.
And this is how my journey began. The athletics coach asked me, why you want to train for? Like, it's only for athletes.
Yeah.
So Mumbai Marathon hoardings were everywhere. So I said, I'm going to run a marathon. So
Right.
I ran marathons training on the tracks only, like first 3 marathons, just training on tracks.
Which year, when did you start? Which was the first marathon?
So that was first time I participated was in 2012.
Okay.
But I did a half marathon that time.
Right.
Because when I told my husband that I'm going to run a marathon, he said, oh, marathon means 40 to 42 kilometers.
Right.
So, and he signed up for full that time, but I was cautious enough to sign up for a half.
Right.
But at the end of first half only, I got to know that there is no dum in it, so I have to do a full. And since that 2013, I started doing full, and I've been doing the full marathon, Mumbai Marathon every year.
Right.
So
Right.
that's why I'm in that legends now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which has been the most memorable marathon? I mean, we'll come to the Guinness Book of World Records in the recent.
Yeah.
Which marathon stays with you from a memory perspective? What was special, and where you did it?
Boston,
Okay.
of course.
What was the story behind it?
The story behind it was like every year I ran a Mumbai Marathon and I won podium finishes very easily.
Yeah.
So my husband was telling me that you don't have much competition, and once if you get qualified for Boston, then only that's like a big achievement.
तभी तुम्हें इज्जत मिलेगी.
Boston में qualify हो गए तो भी big achievement, So
Yeah.
Then I used to miss 1 or 2 minutes only the BQ in Mumbai Marathon.
Right.
Then every year we went abroad with my son for the holidays. So I started looking for races over there.
Yeah.
And I participated in 2 to 3 races to get qualified for Boston. So
Right.
I happened to run in Manila, Philippines, then Mauritius.
Okay.
Because it had to be in the vacation period only. So whichever month in July he used to have vacation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one at Gold Coast Marathon, I qualified for it. So
Wow.
all
What
that,
did you like there?
I qualified at Gold Coast. It was really wonderful race event over there. Then that year I signed up for the Boston.
Okay.
So that year I won a Mumbai Marathon gold medal also.
Wow.
And then Puma came into picture. So they supported me. I used to run without GPS watch. I did not have any watch also. So
Right.
then TomTom company had come forward and gave. So that time, very few runners used to be there and got more pampered with all these brands. And they sent me a watch. The TomTom sent me a watch. Puma sent me even the flight tickets for Boston and all,
Cool.
So that's why it's more close to my heart. And over there also, it was the world's hottest day that year. And all the runners who went along with us, like from Mumbai, from India, couldn't do better than their qualifying times.
Right.
Then I could do it, so I could sustain in that hot weather also.
World majors are always special, right? The crowd, the support.
Especially the first one, because I did not know what were world majors till the finish line of Boston.
Right.
I just knew that I had to qualify for Boston and get entry and get it done. But then at the end of finish line, I saw that special medal some of them were getting. So I said, why I'm not getting it? There I got to know that, there are like 6 of them and all we have to do.
And you have an interesting story about the comrades as well. So why don't you tell us that?
Oh, the comrades, actually I wanted to do after the world majors. Then at Boston Marathon, I decided to do all the world majors. But I was really skeptical because whether I'll be getting the chance to, go to every race. Because they are in certain months and in which I can't leave my son and go, So Boston was only the one which I could do it because I got a big support that time. So my main aim was to do the world majors and then take the leap towards that comrades.
Right.
During 2019, in the month of April, one of my runner friends only, he had Dr. Namdev Bhosle, and he had signed up for comrades and they were running like from previous year. So like from September onwards, they were doing their mileage and training and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then in the month of April, when that substitute entries are there, that time he said, Auntie, you all come because he had ran with me the Berlin Marathon.
Okay.
And then he said that it will be great if we can run together. So
Yeah.
just sign up, and for you don't need any training. You just sign up. And then I had not even done any. So I had done Mumbai Marathon, but that year luckily I had done the Tata Ultra of 50 kilometers. So
Okay.
he said that you have done already 2 runs. So
Right.
in April you can do 1 or 2 runs, April and May, and you'll be ready for June.
Right.
That's it. So 2 runs I had to do, and to survive those 2 long runs also it was quite tough
Right.
because during the summer of Mumbai you have to train.
Yeah.
So that is a story, but other story I don't want to tell you, which is actually at the race day, which happened. Where my husband and me, both of us, signed up and we were together.
Right.
Then we couldn't be together after the finish.
Yeah.
So that was a big.
Yeah, I know it's very difficult to keep track in such big races, right? I mean, you
Yes.
make all the plans of being together and you don't know when you get
Yes.
lost. Once you get lost, the first thing you want to do is, okay, get to the finish line and then worry about finding each other out. But Comrades is of course very tough, right? And it's not just the distance of 89 odd kilometers, right? The way the event is structured, it's quite a lot more difficult. So what was your experience like covering such a tough event?
I did not take it very goal oriented, like I want to finish it in certain time. I
Right.
just thought of, I have not trained that competitively enough
Yeah.
to do it, like otherwise, as per my marathon timing, many people were expecting me to do sub 10,
Yeah.
and sub 11 was also like a big goal for me because
Yeah.
easy. I was just wanting to take it, easy runs and just to finish it, because no matter how fast you are going to run, you are not going to
Right.
get a podium finish over there, or
Yeah.
not even going to get the best, in your age group.
Right.
I just thought I must complete it, but get over all those checkpoints. For that reason only, you have to just train as per, awaken your energy system to
Yeah.
sustain all through 12 hours. Kha pee ke, like you get a lot of things to eat on the way.
Yeah.
And you have to have your inner digestive system also ready to digest and give the nutrients to your
Yeah.
organs during the run. So
Hmm.
that is what you have to train for. And I think that much training, the minimalistic approach of towards training also helped me
Hmm.
to remain injury free and complete the run
Yeah.
strongly. So like my heart rate zone was so good that it was, I think, it was just zone 2 running all through.
Wonderful. It seemed like you were born with a lot of fundamental advantages as far as running is concerned. That
Maybe it could be, yeah.
scaling up from marathon to Comrades typically takes 2-3 years, and you just went because someone suggested you should sign up,
Yes.
and you
Maybe
signed
now I have
up.
to do it again with good preparation and all. And see, for me, being a busy housewife and all, spending too many hours out on the road for training
Yeah.
also isn't possible.
True.
So
True.
that's why my approach was very minimalistic.
Right.
And only one long run we did. We had to go to Lonavala to complete it. So we
Right.
started in the midnight and ran till morning. So that was fun. Actually, training runs together, it was more fun.
Right. So for a lot of women, picking up running as an activity is difficult. For a lot of women runners, to run a marathon is difficult. How come after running marathons you decided to run marathon in a sari? Tell us the whole story about it. How did you end up coming with that idea? Who suggested it?
It just happened. Nobody actually, suggestions were given. See, after the Boston Marathon, what happened? Many running groups included me in their training WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
And just for some suggestions. And also, once you become a Boston marathoner, runners think that, oh, she might be knowing more about running and all. So my neighborhood group was the Girgaon runners. They had included me in their group, and Girgaon is very famous for celebrating the Gudi Padwa. So that's
Right.
a new year of the Maharashtrian lunar calendar.
Right.
And we decided to have organize a small run where everybody wore traditional outfits. So
Yeah.
Maharashtrian traditional outfits. So I had
Right.
also won, and I just ran a 5K distance along the Marine Drive and posted our pictures. So somebody, started saying, Kranti Salvi, it's time to break the record. So then I was checking what record. Then that week only, there was already a record declared.
Okay.
That year, in January, the Jayanti Sampath Kumar, she had achieved a Guinness World Record in Mumbai Marathon. So
Which
she
year are
was,
we referring to here?
that is 2018.
Okay.
2018 January she ran
Yeah.
Mumbai Marathon, but since she ran it in Mumbai, she had not got the live adjudication of Guinness,
Right.
and then she must have submitted her data to Guinness World Record, and they take 6 to 8 weeks to
Yeah.
approve the evidences and all that. and then they declared the record. So maybe it was in the month of April she had her record was declared, and that year only I ran this Nawari run of Gudi Padwa. And
Okay.
then somebody said, so you have to rake it, and I checked out and I saw, oh, it's doable. She had done it in 4 hours something. So I said, okay, anyways, I run a sub 4 marathon, so I can do it. And Berlin is the fastest route. I had entered the Berlin Marathon, and that
Right.
entries were also got in, me and Captain, both of us. It all came together, so why not me doing it? Okay, I'll do it. Later on, that training वगैरह part different, but I just signed up, and luckily the Berlin Marathon is supported by Guinness World Records.
Okay.
So that's how it became easy, for me. I just signed up, and that approval thing, you have to submit your pictures and all.
Right. So what are the requirements like before the run, during the run, after the run? What do you need to provide as proof to the...
So first, you have to have a approval from the Guinness World Records of whatever title you are, going to take up. So if I'm just talking in terms of marathons, because there are various records. There are group records. Some organizations only also do the records and all.
Right.
So this one was an individual record, and in terms of marathons, there is a list of existing records. The Guinness World Record on website they have. You have to scan through. So whichever is there, and if it is breakable by you, it's doable. Then you have to apply to break it.
Okay.
So you have to apply to break the record, and then it's very slow process, so it takes months and weeks. If you want a priority response from them, then you have to pay some money. But otherwise, 2 to 6 weeks it takes for one thing to reply. No, any one communication. You can't communicate through emails. It's through the portal. You have to type in a message, and they reply. They create a link for you to upload the evidences, means whatever costume you are going to attempt in, you have to take photos from front, back, up, down, everything roll, and then they will give the approval.
Before you attempt, you have to inform them.
Yes,
and then
yes.
if you've done it, then you have to go back and upload pictures.
Yeah, there is a lot of evidences thing, that 20, 30 odd things are there to be uploaded. But when you have a live adjudication, you don't need to do much of that, because they are there witnessing you.
Okay. So in your case, that helped you in Berlin. They were there.
Yeah, that's why after the run only I got a record certificate. And then they were there to felicitate me with the Eliud Kipchoge also, because he also made a record.
Right.
So otherwise, say in Jayanti's case, she had to have a special permission from marathon organizers also, to have somebody taking her entire video footage.
Wow.
So imagine
4 hours video footage.
More than 4 hours. It was 4:47 or something, her record.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and uninterrupted, how do you upload it, online?
Of course, yeah, that would be a massive file as well.
That's why. So it's always better to have some adjudicator on ground.
Right. Did that help you in Toronto as well, where you did it with?
Yes, actually, luckily, that also came all the time. No, luck is in my favor. So much favor. I'm really wondering what power is there around me. I just thought of it and it happened, because my aim was to do it in Tokyo Marathon, and my kimono was ready, and then you have to work on that for at least 6 months. 6 months prior to your record, because the Guinness World officials, they are so slow in responding.
Yeah.
It's there. If you are not a priority service, if you are not taken, then you have to wait for their response.
Right.
So that's why so in August I had my costume ready, and I had uploaded all the pictures. I got the approval also. Okay, your costume is approved.
Right.
But then the date of the attempt and thing was Tokyo, na?
Yeah.
But then I wrote mail to Tokyo marathoners to inform them that I'm going to run a Tokyo Marathon, and that's going to be my 6th major. So just to inform them that, so that I'll get support from them, because there will be no Guinness World Record of this adjudication.
Right.
So if you are informing them before, you might get support from the race directors and supporting staff. But I got an email. They had shared a screenshot of the rules of the race only, which I had not read. They do not allow running in costumes, long skirts, and in bracket kimono also they have written.
Wow.
So then I was wondering what to do, and I had already planned my travel in September. In September, same time, I had already booked my flights to meet my son in US, and I was going to go to Toronto as well.
Right.
So there I got to know that there is a Toronto Marathon in that period only. And just suddenly I thought, I should extend my stay and do that marathon. So
Yeah.
I rescheduled my flights and all. But then entry to that marathon was also closed.
Yeah.
But then they have a certain 1 week time frame in which you can transfer the bibs.
Okay.
Because sometimes people who want to just, they're injured and they don't want to. During that period, I just went on the Strava group and somebody was selling the bib, and then
Wow.
I did that. So it all happened. Somebody wanted to sell. Later on, I got to know that some people were selling it for double or triple price also. But then I got it at the same registration fees.
Right.
And then so many attempts, 20 people had attempted the Guinness World Record there.
That's very interesting. You're a mother as well, and a lot of times that's an added responsibility when it comes to trying to run, right? So, do you think being a mother has been an advantage or it's been a disadvantage as far as your running career is concerned?
I think it was an advantage because my running began with my son. So every day I took him for athletics. I also watched him
Yeah.
and did my own training as well. And
Hmm.
he also became a great athlete. All
Wow.
through the years, he won many medals for the
Yeah.
state, for the city. Our talks on the table were also about sports only then, our food habits, the lifestyle, everything revolves around that then.
Has he started running marathons as well?
No, not yet. He's a track
Okay.
1600, 2000 meters, and
Okay.
800 meters running.
Got it.
He does the trail running over there at university now.
Okay. And you've been a Pinkerton ambassador, and you've done a lot for encouraging women in your locality to get fit. How's that experience like? If you want to narrate some interesting stories, someone who's inspired you, someone who's really got motivated and done something dramatic, unexpected,
Yeah.
which their family would not have expected.
So Pinkathon I joined in 2018 in January, and now my neighborhood of women and all this joined in.
Yeah.
Like we are a group of almost 200 members, but now it is one time they come, like 30, 40 women is to come. So
Yeah.
Pinkathon actually stopped their operations. Like, I mean, it was shut again, but then I continued. So it was just the name of the Pinkathon, which I thought I should take it under, train all these women who were just, some of them used to just walk on the Marine Drive. We used to just call them, come and join us. It's for free, and then that's how we grew our group. A lot of media attention also we got over there, because
Yeah.
women training on the road, planking on the Marine Drive and all that. It was
Yeah.
not a regular sight for
Yeah.
everyone. So many women who were just doing the walks, they started doing the jogs. One of them ran from Pune to Mumbai also.
Wow.
From pole to pole, toll to toll, they call it, so from poles to tolls. So it's a easy, slow. So continuity, slow jogging, but you can just keep on and on, because women are actually always, enduring that strength for a whole day. They have a busy housewives. One
Yeah.
after the other, they have to do something or the other, so they are always on their toes.
Yeah.
So if you just keep walking all through, or maybe just easy jog,
Right.
they can do it. And some of them became a full marathoners. So they are beginning the journey, like from 5K, 10K, and some of them just joined for fitness.
Right.
There are women, like one 85-year-old woman is also there, and
Wow.
one 70 plus. She's very regular. She always comes in a sari only. Those are nice things to know.
Yeah. So you've not allowed them to use sari as an excuse anymore, right?
Yes. So many people say, "Na, oh, we can't wear these clothes." Even in the small towns,
Yeah.
in Maharashtra, I've been to many places. So
Right.
there are reservations, like, oh, how can I run? But then now I see when many women walking briskly in a sari, also wearing shoes, because they know that fitness is a necessity now. It's
Yeah.
not just for ये मॉडल्स के लिए नहीं है, लाइक पीपल लाइक
Yeah.
क्या अभी शादी हो गई क्या करने का, वी डोंट हैव टू शो योरसेल्फ टू एनीवन, इट्स नॉट फॉर शोइंग, इट्स फॉर योर ओन हेल्थ.
That's true. That's true. You're very active in the community. You involve yourself with a lot of environmental causes as well. So tell us a bit about what drives you to be participating in such activities as well.
Whenever we are running around, so the runners always observe stuff around you, so
Yeah.
most of it is like nature. So when we run on the beaches or on the Marine Drive,
Yeah.
so we observe, some things are there which are going wrong.
Yeah.
So why not spend some time and get those premises in a cleaner way? So that's how beach cleanups we do, the post Visarjan. So every time the Ganpati Visarjan is there, you will see a hell over there. It is really disturbing. But then whatever we can do, only manpower is not enough at all.
Yeah.
You need a larger scale machineries and all, and municipal corporation also has to do
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But then just for our own awareness and creating that consciousness, mindfulness to all the people around, so we do the beach cleanups most of the times, low tide day of the Sunday
Right.
or Saturday. Sometimes we go for treks, so the mountain cleanup. So people who go for trekking, you see all the plastic wrappers and the bottles thrown in the valleys, which you can't reach to take it out also. So
Yeah.
it's really sad,
Yeah.
So
That's true.
we have to do that. Yeah.
You're a certified yoga trainer as well. How does yoga and holistic wellness fit in your running plans?
So yoga and running actually go hand in hand because it's a necessity to do your stretches and relax, because sometimes the load of long distance running itself makes you so stiff that you have to spend one session on only conditioning and yoga
Hmm.
and the stretches,
Right.
and deep inhalation and relaxation actually helps you ease with all those achy muscles.
Makes sense. What are your future goals like? What are you looking forward to? What's coming up next for you?
We are doing the sixth world major at Tokyo.
Yeah.
So Tokyo will be that is my next goal.
Right.
And later on, let's see what is. Maybe if I get more time, then I might go to do some long distance or maybe improve my timing. But I just want to be remaining fit to be able to run all through my life. But there are some people who just run and then discontinue.
Yeah.
To be able to be there on the start line, at least at Mumbai Marathon, year after year,
Yeah.
can
That's
be
true.
a long-term goal.
A lot of runners after ultra they migrate to triathlons. You have never considered that?
Yeah, that also is in wish list. I
Yeah.
have to still do the outdoor swimming, because my
Open
husband
water.
and son,
Yeah.
both of them are good swimmers. They
Okay.
open water sea swimming.
Yeah.
I have to tackle that, because I'm at the pool, like I tend to touch the floor or touch the wall. When you're outdoor, open water sea swimming is really scary sometimes.
Right.
Have to
Right.
get over to that. Maybe I'll do that also.
Yeah, because I think it allows a lot of variety, and a lot of runners I
Hmm.
know they say we're getting bored with running, right? Because doing one activity for a long period of time. So triathlon helps that, right? Because you're
Yeah.
using
No, but
different.
anyways, I even when I'm running marathons, but
Yeah,
during training, I do all multiple. Like I cycle, I go to the gym
cross
for
training.
strength
Yeah.
training. Cross training is always there. Swimming, but not a outdoor open water sea swimming is not yet, because over here you don't feel like entering the
Oh,
water.
no, I don't think the beaches
Yes.
in Bombay are not good enough just to do open water
Yeah,
swimming.
I'll have to stay in Goa or maybe travel abroad
Good,
and stay for
good
some.
reason to go to Goa, right?
Yes.
Is running meditative for you? Do you typically listen to music while running, or you love chatting with people, or
Chatting, you remember during
yeah,
the
of
race also.
course.
For long group runs, I prefer running in group.
Okay.
Otherwise, and I've never used music and
Okay.
headphones. So you just listen to your own music. There is so much to listen to around, So I don't miss listening to any music.
Yeah, that's why people say, right, running is meditative because it allows you a chance to
Hmm.
just listen to the thoughts which are going on in your mind.
Yes.
Some of my blogs I have actually thought about while running, and then I come back home, open my laptop, and just start writing.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Because
really
it gives you that
insight.
unobstructed
Yes.
time. Yeah, you're not being
Hmm.
interrupted by someone, you're not being bothered by someone.
Yeah.
Then you just let the things flow as well. Right. So I have a small rapid fire: road marathons or ultra marathons?
For me,
Yeah. Which one would you choose?
road marathons. No, ultra also is good actually. It's confusing.
Training solo or running with group?
Depends on what type of run it is. For long runs, I prefer to run in group, but for speed and tempos and all, it's just me with my own focus.
Interesting. What is tougher, breaking Guinness Book of Record in sari or running comrades?
Both, both
Which
are
one you
tough.
have to choose? You have to choose one.
Guinness World Record is tough,
Okay.
tougher than comrades. I feel.
What is your favorite post-run indulgence? What do you do when you touch the finish line? What's the first thing you're looking out for?
I just one nice fresh banana is also fine for me.
I thought you'd be bored of bananas by the end of the race because you have so many of them during and beginning of the run as well.
Still, timely it helps, post run.
Which is the most exotic destination which you still have not run a marathon?
Exotic.
I know you covered Mauritius,
I
Manila, and
know.
all.
Gold Coast
Gold
was
Coast.
also good.
Yeah.
I would like to run Boston again.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so finally the question is switched over to me, right? So what's the question you have for me?
I just read so much about you later on also. I mean, I got to know you during our run during
Yeah,
Mumbai. But then I had ordered that book also. I just have to still completely read it.
yeah,
But I know it's all about great courage and struggle and how he found ways out of it, your
yeah,
dad.
yeah.
And even you, how many things you do. And still, how do you find time for your own training and, arranging these talks and all also?
Yeah, so actually, I'm very miserly when it comes to training. In fact, today only a friend of mine, he was asking me because I signed up for an Ironman next year again, and he was like,
Wow.
"Do you have a coach?" I said, "I don't have a coach." He said, "Why you don't have a coach?" I was like, "If I have a coach, he will not allow me to participate in any Ironmans because I just don't follow a training schedule. Even for runs, most of my friends who are in running in groups, they will have a tempo run, interval training, hill repeats. I don't do any of that. I just go from Monday to Saturday. I'm in the gym doing strength training, and now I need to do a lot of knee strengthening because both my knees have meniscus tear. So my
Oh,
focus is totally over strength training, and I
yes.
just go on Sunday and do a long run. Now the distance of that long run could be 5K, 10K if I don't have an event coming up, and if an event is coming up, then I would increase the distance. But I religiously just focus towards building my core strength because as you rightly observed, right, it's not
Hmm.
possible for me to spend so much time in training and do so many other things as well. So rather do all other things as well and do running as well.
Hmm.
So in fact, I noticed last 1 year, the number of days I have run is just 60. Only 60 days in the whole year I have run. And my friend was like, that's like running once in a week. I say, yeah, that's what I do. I run once a week. That's it. Nothing more because and because of my meniscus tear, I have to conserve the number of times I can run.
Yes, runs.
If I start running more frequently, I will just my knees will just give in. So that's my secret. I try to reduce my amount of training and just hope and pray that God will allow me to get to the finish line wherever I want. But I have had to compromise on pace. So after the TMM
Yeah.
23 where I got my sub 4, I have not got to a sub 4 after that. Just that I've just been like, let me get to the end, let me get to the end because I know
Yeah.
to really
Yes, you
go
should
at
be
that
able
pace.
to run complete.
Yeah.
That's only should be the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. So touching the finish line, and someone, we were at that initial chatter at Berlin
Mhm.
Marathon, and people were talking about, oh, I've done in this time, I've done in this time. So one guy says, boss, I've done in 5 hours, I get the same medal which a sub 3 runner also gets. So yeah, everyone started laughing.
Yes.
Yeah, because in the short run, yeah, you might get a high that, oh, you got a new PB or, you break some record or whatever. But in the long run, it hardly matters, right? I mean, everything evens out.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever record you set, it will get broken by someone somewhere. So why really, go
Actually.
overboard in trying to put that stretch for that short high? Of course, physically, if you're fit, then going for it makes sense. But to try and compromise on your fitness and health and injuring yourself and getting laid out for another 6 months or 1 year, or maybe not being able to run ever, that could be a much more scary situation. So, like you, I'm also want to run till my last breath. So I just want to conserve and limit the number of runs that I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even see Toronto Marathon, I had
Yeah.
not trained for it. I know I had to reschedule, and just 3 weeks ago, I decided that I'm going to run a marathon. And
Okay.
there was no running at all because Tokyo was far ahead, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it was just beginning, some for 10 kilometer, 20 kilometer, not even 20, 10 kilometer last long run must be. And then directly I did a 32 at
Wow.
Berlin Marathon Day, that 3 weeks ago. And
Right.
2 weeks ago, one actual kimono run, which I had not even worn any time, just for the dress approval, I had done it. And still I could do it because the target was they had given the target of 5 hours and below. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I
Okay.
said I'll be doing it. And the main challenge was with the jikatabi, their socks, traditional
Yeah, you
ones.
mentioned that, right? Yeah.
Those were the toughest ones. So that was the toughest race I've ever done in a kimono.
So you had a lot of Japanese there in the race. Did you bump into a lot of Japanese?
Not many,
Huh.
but everybody recognized that costume and they were cheering. So many runner groups already knew before because whenever I joined their training runs, like small runs, like half an hour runs,
Yeah.
I used to wear those jikatabis,
Okay.
those
Okay.
socks. So they used
Correct.
to ask what is it and all. And that's how they knew that I'm going to attempt a record. So whenever they had their cheer zones en route, they were
Yeah.
just shouting out my names and go, kimono, go like that. So nice. It was.
Yeah. It was wonderful talking to you, Kranti. Thanks a lot.
Thank you
It's
so
been
much for
a pleasure
having me.
and continue to inspire a lot of other people and
Thank you so much. Yeah,
continue a fantastic journey. Thank
that
you.
your motivating support actually makes me inspire more and more now.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.